So what paper are you speaking about? In the community, last week I shared a paper. So those who are not there in the WhatsApp community, if you want, I can share you the link of that community as well. Let me put that in chat. Yeah, I'll just put a link in the chat, the WhatsApp community link. So in the last class, I actually shared a paper. A paper means I shared you two pictures of paper, and I told that I'll be what do you call discussing them today, Kila. Right. Without a further ado, let's start the discussion. So I hope you all have done. So those who are not there in the community, you all can click on that link and join. Others, I hope you all have done the what do you call? I hope you all have done the paper. So let's start. Okay. So starting off with the first question. Give two examples for each scanning input device and secondary storage device. Okay. So they want two examples, it seems. Always read the question properly. Yeah. So they're asking two examples and for each scanning input device and then secondary storage device. First of all, let's talk about these input device that you can use to scan. So if you're talking about these input devices that come under the category of scanning, we have these scanners like so some of the scanners we have is a normal the scanner we have. Okay, the normal printing scanner we call that as the flatbed scanner. Okay, the normal scanner you see in these communications, all the stuffs there, right? Those scanners or at home you might have along your printer. That's what we call as a flatbed scanner. So this is one type of normal scanners. Apart from these scanners, when you go for these like Cargill, Skills, Foods, these normally these supermarkets, you might notice in the reception itself, or sorry, in the counter itself, you have a small scanner. What type of scanner is that? Exactly. It's called the barcode scanner, or else we call it as a barcode reader. This is also a type of scanner. Then, apart from that, if you take these certain, not in local exams, but normally if you take these international exams, like these London syllabus, O levels, and all those stuffs, when they are marking the papers, when you're marking the MCQ papers, they are able to mark it very quickly because they use something called as a OMR technology, or else optical mark recognition. So this is another type of scanner. So normally you can scan and mark these oral papers easily using these OMR scanners. And then let's say I want to extract text from an image. In that case, what is the type of scanner we use? From an image, if I want to extract text. Exactly. From image, if you want to extract text, you can use this OCR scanner. Normally, if you go to google.com, www.google.com, in Google, there's an option called search by image, right? If you go and search by image, there'll be option to you can scan the text as well. I can just show you a demo if you want here. So let me just go to google.com. Okay. And let's say I go and click on the search by image and I go and select a specific image. For example, let's take this poster. Now you can see in the bottom there's an option called text. If I go and click on this text, I actually can go and scan text from this. I can copy the text. So I can copy the text from here. From a poster, from an image, basically, if you want to copy these text, say I'm going to paste it here as well. You can do it using this OCR technology. So these are kind of OCR, or else known as optical character recognition. Okay. So apart from this, in normal, if you go to banks and all, if you take these checks, in the bottom of the check, you have some characters written using magnetic ink. So how can you read those using what type of scanners? Those magnetic inks, you can like in those checks in the bottom you have. Exactly, you can read those using those MICR scanner, also known as magnetic ink character recognition. Okay, MICR scanners you can use for this. Apart from this, have I missed any type of scanners? OCR, OMR, MICR, barcode reader, flatbed scanners. Am I missing any other type of scanners? Something is missing. No, Plotter is not a scanner. Plotter is a printer. CAT scan that is not used to. I mean, that is not used to scan like paper. That's like used to scan this one humans. You can take ATM machine also as a scanner. So ATM machines they also have like a scanning part. but it's not primarily used. You can consider a scanning device, but a purpose of an ATM machine is not primarily to scan devices. So I'll take these as a main devices we use normally to scan stuffs, right? Flatbed scanner is used to scan documents, right? Exactly. Normally, you take these printers. In the top of the printers, you have this part, right? You can open and keep your paper inside and scan. So normally, the scanner you have inbuilt in your printer. That's also type of flatbed scanner. But there is a separate device called the flatbed scanner where you can. The purpose of that device is only to scan documents. Okay, there's a separate document as well. Can we mention a just scanner? No, because there are different type of scanner. You have to be more precise. So see, all of them are scanners: flatbed scanner, barcode scanner, OMR. These are all different types of scanners. So it's better if you are a bit more precise. ATM is also a thermal printer. Most of ATM machines, you have a thermal printer inside. But ATM machine's sole purpose is used for what? What is the main purpose of an ATM machine? Like, what is the main purpose of an ATM machine? Yes, sir, I removed the fifth question on purpose because that was regarding HTML lesson, which you all haven't learned yet in second term. Exactly. The sole purpose, the main purpose of a ATM machine is to withdraw money. So even though ATM machine, it can scan your debit card, credit cards, even though it can print receipts, all those stuffs, we don't consider that as you can consider, but it's better not to consider them as main examples. I mean, they are if they come under options to choose, are they a valid example? Then yes. But as a main example, you don't. It's better not to use them because the main purpose of ATM machine is to withdraw money. So yeah, for input device, you could have mentioned any of these. Okay, so they're asking two examples. So out of them, you can mention any two. And then in terms of secondary storage device, normally if you take secondary storage device, you can categorize them into three categories. Secondary storage devices, we can normally categorize them into three categories. One is called the magnetic storage devices, right? So under magnetic storage devices, some of the devices we have are, we can tell, let's say the hard disk. Then we have something called as a magnetic tape. Then we have this device called the floppy disk. These are actually certain magnetic storage devices. Okay. Then apart from magnetic storage device, another category of secondary storage device is optical storage device. So on the optical storage device, we have CD, then DVD, and then Blu-ray disc. These are all categories of optical storage device. And apart from optical storage device, there is another category called solid storage device. Under there, we have the SSD disk, SSD hard disk or else, and you can just call it SSD disk as well. And then we have pen drives or flash drives. Pen drives and flash drives, they're the same words, huh? Same meaning. And then memory cards. These are all examples for solid state devices. So when they ask examples, these are some examples. If I'm going to categorize them, these comes under the category of, let's say, magnetic storage device. These comes under the category of, let's say, optical storage device. And these comes under the category of solid state devices. Is Blu-ray disc is used to record video? No. Actually, the main difference between Blu-ray and others is Blu-ray has a high capacity. If you take Blu-ray disc, it has a very high capacity. So because it has a very high capacity, normally if you want to store these 3D movies and very large movies, we store in Blu-ray disc. But apart from a normal movie, you can store in a DVD as well. Is secondary memory volatile or non-volatile? It depends on the device. Majority of the secondary storage devices are non-volatile, but I don't know any examples of a volatile secondary storage, but there could be. Right. So if you are mentioning any two examples from this, you can mark them correct. Anyone having any other questions here? What's the difference between a CD and DVD? The storage, mainly the storage. There is a small technology difference because both anyways use laser beams to read and write data, but inside there's a bit change in how the data are stored. Should we mention their category also? No need to category. I just gave you an exam. I just gave as a reference the category, but you don't have to mention the category. Isn't floppy disk optical? No. Floppy disk is a magnetic storage device. Right. Any other questions? Drop in the chat. Let's go for the next question. State three main elements of data communication. Okay. Now, data communication is what? It is the exchange of information or exchange of data from one party to another party. So let's say there are two people and they want to communicate with each other. In this communication, the question here is what are the things or what are the three elements you can see in data communication? So now tell me in this scenario, what are the three elements you can notice in a data communication? Yes. One is a sender. Without a sender, there can't be an exchange of data. Next is there should be a receiver as well. Without a receiver, then you can't call this as a communication. And then for the sender to send a message to the receiver, there should be a way he can send. Now, for example, let's say I want to send you a message. So let's say I'm going to send this message through WhatsApp. Then in that case, my WhatsApp is going to be my medium. So medium is what? Through which you can send your message. So if you're going to send your message, let's say through WhatsApp, then WhatsApp is going to be your medium. Let's say I'm going to publish a notification, a notice in, let's say, one of the social medias, then that social media is going to be my medium. Medium is what is going to take my data or information from the sender and go and give it to the receiver. I'm going to tell you a fun fact. Okay. Let's say there was two people fighting. Okay, there was two people fighting, and when these two people were fighting, what happened was suddenly one of like the teacher's favorite killer, there's a fellow called monitor, right? So I mean, there are certain monitors who are good, people like me. I'm just kidding, but you call there are certain monitors, who are pet name. So this bug actually saw you all fighting, and quickly he went and ran and told his teacher. So this is let's call this fellow as Amal. Okay, Amal quickly ran and told his teacher, "Hey teacher, what do you call under Bimal and Amal are fighting? Killer, he's coming and telling you." Okay, now, in this case, if you notice here, Amal is searching for the teacher. Amal is searching here and there. He can't find the teacher. So because he could not find the teacher, what is he doing is now he wants to see how the fight is going on as well. So he went close by and saw the teacher there. Teacher was not to be seen. So now he was like, I had to record whatever is happening because if something happens, I'll only be responsible. So what Amal is saying is, okay, I'll wait and see actually what is going to be the end result of this fight. He's enjoying the fight in one end, and he's going to use one of his friend. Okay, so because he could not find the teacher, he saw one of his friend is there here. Okay, so he goes and tells his friend. So I'm just going to call his bug as friend. Tells his friend, "Hey dude, what do you call this? They are fighting here. If I go from here, then if something happens, the teacher come and ask me, okay, you only were there, no? Didn't you? Don't you know what happened, Killer? So I'm going to stay here. Can you go and quickly go and tell the teacher that these two buggers are fighting?" Killer Amal sends the friend. Now in this scenario, if you take, is Amal the sender, receiver, or the medium? Exactly. Amal is a sender. Okay. The message Amal wants to send is basically there are two people fighting, or let's say Bimal and Chamal is fighting. That's the message. Right. Now, in this scenario, who is the medium or what is the medium? What is the medium he is using to go and exactly the friend is actually the medium he is using, and then the teacher is going to be the exactly the teacher is going to be the receiver. Now tell me if we are having a face-to-face communication. Now, for example, let's say you're there, both of us are there face-to-face in a place talking with each other. In that case, normally would there be a medium if you're going to talk face-to-face? No. Normally when you're talking face-to-face, there is no medium. But let's say we're going to talk using the internet. For example, we're going to talk using internet, meaning let's say we are going to use a mobile phone, a laptop, a computer, or some sort of a device to communicate. Then probably will there be a medium? Yes, in those kind of scenarios, there would be a medium definitely, right? So here, as they ask in three main elements, is it? It is not a medium because in our perspective of medium, we are not talking about the science perspective. We are talking about a person or object who is responsible of taking the data or information from the sender and going and giving it to the receiver. So that is not the purpose of the AI. If one of the three isn't there, then there is no communication. There is communication, but there is no data communication. I mean, what do you mean by data communication means? Like, for example, we are talking here in the perspective of using the computer. So in terms of using computer means these three are must. But if it's going to be a vocal communication face to face, then only a sender and receiver is more than enough. Actually, there's another one more part called a message. Difference between volatile and non-volatile. Volatile means when you off the device, when you off and when the power goes on, when the power goes off, all the data is lost. Non-volatile means when the power goes and comes, the data is not lost. In a phone call, what's the medium? Call is a medium. If you're getting WhatsApp call, your WhatsApp is a medium. If you take a normal call, that calling is the medium. That you have the call, right? Cell phone, let's say dialogue or Airtel or Mobitel. It's the medium. So the data communication, there are three main elements. That is sender, medium, and receiver. These are three elements. Next, there is one main door to enter security area in a bank complex and two other doors to enter safe room as shown in the diagram below. So they are saying, okay, to enter security area in a bank complex, there are two other doors to it. Wait, there is one main door, it seems. So let's say this is the main door. Let's say I think as my perception, this looks like the main door. I'm going to take A as the main door. And two other doors to enter safe room as shown. So let's say B and C are the two other doors. Okay. They have fixed a security system to protect it. If the main door and any of the other doors are open, an alarm goes. Okay. So they are saying if the main door, yeah, if the main door and any one of the other doors are open, okay, any one of the other doors are open, an alarm goes. Draw the corresponding logical circuit to show the above situation. Fine. Now, if you notice here, if you read this properly, we have to first of all figure out in which scenario will the alarm ring. Okay, in which scenario will this alarm ring? Because that's the end result. The end result of this whole circuit is for the alarm to ring. Now, alarm will ring. Okay, alarm will. Is it compulsory for the or what do you call door A to open for the alarm to ring? Yes, the door A has to be open. It is compulsory for it to open. Fine. Now, out of B, now along with A, okay, along with A, is it compulsory for both B and C, for both of them to be what do you call open as well? No. If you read the question they have sent, is it both of them or have they mentioned either of one of them? Both or either? Exactly. Out of B and C, they have said either one of them. So what it indirectly means is A should be open along with A, B or else C has to be open. This is what they're meaning. So what I did here is I use a dot to represent the end. Normally logical circuits, dot represents and plus represents only. So what I've written here is the A should be open along with A, B or else C has to be open. So either it's going to be A and B or else it's going to be A and C or it can be all three as well, right? First of all, tell me, did you all understand how I got this A dot B plus C by reading this? Yes or no? See, main door is A. So I put A. And so I put the dot and any one of the remaining. So one of the remaining means B or else C. So B plus C. Now let's actually draw how this B plus C is going to look like, right? So let me just erase this. Explain again. Yeah, sure. I'll explain again. If you read this question, we always have to, if you're going to focus on how to build a circuit, always focus on end result. When will the alarm, now in our here end result is the alarm getting on. So if you read this, you will get an idea of when the alarm will be on. If you read here, they have mentioned they have fixed a security system to protect it. If the main door, so what is the main door here? Main door is A. Okay, if the main door that is A, and so they have used the word and here. No, normally you can represent the word and using logical circuit using the dot symbol. So A and any one of the remaining. They have mentioned it, any one of the remaining doors. So the, if it's compulsory for A to be present, the remaining doors are what? B and C. So when they say any one of the remaining, they don't want both the doors to be present. Okay, it is not compulsory for both the doors to be present. But their meaning is either one of them. No. Normally in digital circuits, if you want to give the idea of either one of them, then what you can do is you can use a OR gate or else a plus symbol. Plus symbol is representing the OR gate. So B plus C means we don't want B and C both to be open, but we want either one of them to be open. And along with either one of them, A has to be also open. Got the idea? without the dot, can we actually they have not asked this one. First of all, telling you all, they haven't asked you all to write the Boolean expression. I just gave you all that because it's easy to normally write the Boolean expression once you read the paragraph. I mean, directly going and drawing the diagram is hard. I mean, hard means it's not easy to interpret. It's easy to interpret how the circuit Boolean expression is. That's why I always recommend you all, first of all, write in a like the scenario based question. First of all, write the expression, then draw the diagram. Then there's less chance that you'll go wrong. Okay. So I have a three inputs. A is one input, B is one input, C is one input. Always, now when you're doing maths, you all have learned about something called BODMAS, right? What is this BODMAS actually? Exactly. You can call it as the order of operation, order of predecessence, or whatever. It's basically the order of how you solve the problem in simple terms. Similarly, when we are creating digital circuits as well, or as logical circuits as well, there's an order we follow. First of all, we normally focus on the brackets. Just like that BODMAS, here also we focus on brackets. After brackets, we focus on NOT gate. Then we focus on the AND gate or as an AND gate. Both of them have the equal amount of importance. And the last importance is given for the OR gate or else the NOR gate. This is the order we have to follow when we are normally creating the digital circuits. So if you look at my symbol here, if you look at my particular question here, I have a dot here, which is representing AND gate. I have brackets and I have the OR gate. So based on that, tell me, should I go for this AND gate first or should I go for these brackets first? Exactly. I had to go for the brackets first. So in my brackets, you can see I have B plus C. So I'm going to draw that B and C going through the OR gate. So this is the gate that represents OR. Okay, this is the OR gate. So for B and C, I drew the OR gate. Now you can see the value I'm getting through the OR gate. So I have done this part. Okay, this part is completely done. This part is what I'm getting from the output from here is basically that. I have to connect that, you can see, along with A. You can see this is one, the right side part is one input and A is another input. Now both of these are going to be connected using what gate? You can look at this or dot and tell me what is the gate that's being shown here. Dot means exactly it is an AND gate. So what I'm going to do is the value I'm getting from this OR gate, and then additionally I'm going to take the value from this A. Okay, and I'm going to connect both of them using an AND gate. My drawing is very ugly, but wait. So it looks something like this. Your final output would look something like, you draw it neatly, but yeah, my drawing is a bit ugly. So this is how your end result is going to be. So they're asking you to draw the logical circuit only. So you're drawing the logical circuit. This is what you should draw. An OR gate connecting B and C, and AND gate connecting A with B dot C. Is that clear, all of you? Yeah, I forgot to give you all the marks. Wait, again, I give you. For the first question, they're asking two examples for input scanning device and two examples for secondary storage device. No? So for each example, give half marks. So half marks into each example, total 4. I'll explain that in a while. And then second question, they're asking about three elements of data communication, right? So for that, you can give the marks as send a half marks, receive a half marks, medium 1 mark. And then in terms of this Roman number 3, 1, 2, for getting B plus C, this part, for getting you entering B and C in the OR gate, for that 1 mark. And the output of the OR gate is connecting using the AND gate using the output of the OR gate, and A is connected using AND gate for that 1 mark. For 2 marks there. How did you get the Boolean expression? Again, I'll tell you all how did I get the Boolean expression. Listen to this carefully, right? When you read this question, normally they'll use these keywords like and, or else both, or they might use the keywords like or they might use this keyword like either. Using this system, you can actually figure out what gate is being used. All of the main thing you have to focus is basically in which scenario will the alarm be on. If you read the last statement they have mentioned, they have fixed a security system to protect it if the main door and any of the remaining doors. Now you can see in this diagram, main door is represented using the letter A. So I'm going to say A. So if the main door and any of the remaining. So when they say and, I'm going to use a dot because dot is what represents AND gate. No. So main door and any one of the remaining, any one of the other doors. Now what are the other doors we have? The other doors we have is B and C. Now they don't want both the doors to be present or both the doors to be open. Not compulsory for both the doors to be open. The situation they have mentioned is either one of them or any one of the doors. No. So when they say anyone, we don't want both. We want either one of them, right? So normally out of the gates we have, the gate that represents either, like 1 out of 2, is like the OR gate. No? That's why I mentioned it B plus C. So what this B plus C meaning is, the B plus C means is one of the remaining has to be open and A represents that A has to be open. So A dot B plus C means one of these should be open. Along with this, A also has to be open. So A, along with A, either B or C has to be open. So that's how I derived it. Is that clear, Harja? Based on the last line only, I derived it. Got it? Perfect. Anyone having any other questions here? Okay, nice. Next, let's go for the next question. Draw lines connecting the matching using labels. Wow, interesting. So 75 BCD D16 EBC DIC. If both doors are open, also it'll work. For example, okay, I'm not going to use that example. It's a very common example regarding pen and pencil, but yeah, let's ignore that. Okay, right. So they have mentioned a 75 BCD D16 blah 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 blah. First of all, let's go through the answers. 1001 110 blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. Let's go with the easiest. 93 base 8. Let's see what is 93 base 8 equal to. For that, I'm going to convert it to decimal. To convert from octal to decimal, we multiply each digit by its place value. So 8 to the power 0 is 1. 8 to the power 1 is 8. If I multiply each digit with its place value, this digit also with its place value, 1 times 3 is 3, 9 times 8. So 9 times 8 is basically 80, 72. 9, 18, 36, 72. Yeah. So the answer is 72 plus 3. It is actually 75. So you can see, okay, the answer A is going to be connected to the N. Easy. Now we have remaining options. Okay. The remaining all options looks like a binary number. So let's figure out an easy way to actually, we can convert a binary and then decimal. No, wait, that's unwanted. Anyways, what do you call the remaining all in binary numbers? Looks like binary numbers. So let's see what is a suitable answer. Okay. First of all, let's figure out BCD. Normally in BCD, what happens is every digit is represented by how many bits? Exactly. Every digit is represented by 4 bits. You can see the first answer has 4 bits. Fine. Second answer 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is going to be 1 digit if it's going to be BCD. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be 4 digits. Then third answer 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be 4 digit, 1 bit. Oh, sorry, you have to start from right side now. In the fourth answer, this 4 is going to be 1 digit. And here there is the incomplete. So let's add 0 here. And last answer again we have 4 bits. Now you can use a short way to find the value of 4 bits. Normally I told you all, if you have 4 bits, for example, let's say all 4 bits are 0. If you want to find the value of that, multiply each bit with the first 4 digits place values. Just like, remember this 1248 pattern. Okay. So for example, if all 4 bits are 0, the value of that number is also 0. But if there's a number like this, 1001, then you multiply each bit with the place value. So what will happen is here 1 is getting multiplied by 8, 1 is getting multiplied by 1. The value of this is going to be 9. 8 plus 1, 9. Right? Or you can simply think it of something like this. Wherever there is 0, cut the place value and write the remaining. Now if you look at the values given here, I'm going to show you a while, right? If you look at this value here, 0101, the value of that is if you use 1248, the value of this is going to be 5. If you apply 1248 for the first option, 1248, the value of this is 9. 1248 for this case, second answer 1248, 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Now tell me, in BCD or in binary coded decimal, is 12 a valid number, a valid digit? Can we have the digit 12 in BCD? No. BCD stands for binary coded decimal. They are going to code each decimal number into a binary format. So in decimal, if you take the numbers we have from what 0 to 9, the digits we have in decimal is 0 to 9. So in BCD, the valid numbers that can be formed are the numbers between 0 to 9. So therefore, if you take answer number 2, it has one digit having the value of 12. So therefore, this can't be a BCD number. The second answer cannot be a BCD number. Is that clear, all of you? Got the idea? Why the second answer can't be a BCD number? Okay, then let's go with third option. Okay. Third option, we have 0, 1, 0, 1. So 1248, if you apply that, 1248, the value of this digit is going to be 10. The value of the next digit, 1248, 4 plus 124, 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay. Now again, if you notice, in the third answer L also, this digit is equal, this 4 bit is equal into number 10. Normally, if you take the BCD number systems, the valid numbers we have are from 0 to 9. Okay, because BCD stands for binary coded decimal. This is the third lesson, grade 10 third lesson. In binary coded decimal, what happens is you're going to code the decimal number into a binary format. So in decimal, what are the numbers we have? You all know in decimal we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the digits we have in decimal number system. So in terms of BCD coding system as well, the valid numbers are from 0 to 9. Okay, valid digits. I'm talking about digit, not not the whole number. I'm talking about a digit. Okay, the full. Now you can see the answer number K. There are 8 bits now. Out of that 8 bits, the 4 bits are representing one digit. Another 4 bit is representing another digit. So if you look at this answer given here, let's say answer number 11, the first 4 bits we have, it's representing the value of 10, which cannot be represented using BCD. So that is also an invalid answer. Then if you go to the third answer is representing the number 1101. So if you apply the 1248 rule, 1248, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13. Again, 13 is also an invalid BCD value. So based on that, tell me, this BCD can be connected to which answer? J, K, L, or M? Exactly, because in the first answer, the 4 bits are there in the range of 0 to 9. That's why it's connected there. Now we have to figure out what is the EBCDIC and what is the D16 and what is 90 equivalent to. So let's clean this up and figure that out. Again, finding 90 is easy. So let's find what is the value of 90 in binary. Okay. So if you take 90 and convert it to binary, this is the binary value you're going to get. Okay, that's basically what 10111010 base 2. So let's see what is the answer we have, like 10111010. The answer number L. So now answer number L is actually equivalent to 90. So this is going to be connected here. What I did here was I converted from decimal to binary. Okay. So because I converted decimal to binary, I found the value of 90 being 10111010. Then now we have two options, that is the EBCDIC and D base 16. Normally in hexadecimal, now base 16 is hexadecimal now. In hexadecimal, the value D is equivalent to what is the value D represents? A represents 10. Likewise, how much does D represents? Exactly. D represents the value 13. So let's see what is the value of 13 in hexadecimal. So to convert from hexadecimal to decimal, so hexadecimal to binary, we can what do you call, use again the 1248 format. So D is equivalent to 13. We can see how you can form 13 using these 4 digits. So 8 plus 4 plus 1 will form 13. 8 plus 4 plus 1 will form 13. So answer is 1101 base 2. That is answer number M. So D16 is equal to M and EBCDI is going to be the remaining value. So if you match them, this is what you get. A is getting matched to N, B is getting matched to J, C is getting matched to M, D is getting matched to K, and E is getting matched to L. Anyone having any questions here? This is a question that's completely based on your grade 10, unit number 3. How many of you all, be honest with yourself, huh? How many of you all forgot about BCD? Interesting. Go and refer your grade 10 third lesson notes. BCD is a number coding, it's a type of coding system. It is where you code or else you encode every decimal number into 4 bits or 4 binary digits. How to find EBCDIC? In EBCDIC, you encode every digit into 8 bits. So, for example, you represent, now, for example, let's say you have the number 5. You want to represent 5 in EBCDIC. You convert 5 to binary and keep it in 8 bits format. Simple. So, if you convert 5 to binary, it will be like 1, 2, 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 bits. So, if you take ABCDIC, it's 8-bit number. And in the question given here, the ABCD value is connected to this one. So how many bits are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, 8 bits are there. So this is actually representing one digit or one number. The value it's representing is 1, 2, 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 1 to 8. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So value of that number is 128, 6, 7, 8, 188, 192, 196, 197. That is the value of this ABCD digit. This is one digit. Huh? The value of that digit is 197. Again, ABCD conversion is not there in your syllabus. Only ASCII and BCD conversions are there. So you don't have to think about that. It's just the fact that in BCD, each character is represented using 4 bits. ASCII, each character is represented using 7 bits. And then EBCDIC, each character is represented using 8 bits. And Unicode, each character is represented using 16 bits. This is the minimum thing you should basically know. Is that clear, all of you? The conversion of BCD and hexadecimal to binary is same, right? Yes. Only thing is, in BCD, the highest number you can have is 10, 9. Sorry, 9, yeah. You can't have the number 10. Those are called invalid number. Invalid name I gave you in the class. Those are called, there's another name for ignored. It's called, I can give you the correct name. Forbidden digits, exactly. Forbidden numbers. These kind of questions will be tested in orals. Will grade 10 third lessons will come for orals. Obviously, man, oral paper is composed of your grade 10 plus grade 11 whole syllabus. You think for orals they'll ask you only grade 10, for orals they'll ask you only grade 11. They'll ask you from all the lessons. Each lesson has a ratio, but you can get. Okay, so out of here, if you got what do you call if you matched all 5 correct, then you can give 2 marks. Okay, if all 5 are correct, you can give 2 marks. Only if one is correct, 0.5 marks. Only if 2 are correct, 1 mark. Only if 3 are correct, 1.5 marks. I don't think you'll get 4 correct here. Anyone got 4 correct here? How do we get 4 correct? You can't get 4 correct, I mean. You can't get 4 correct here. You can't get 4 correct here. If one is wrong, it should be, it's, how can you get 4 correct? If you get 4 correct, then the remaining one should be, the wrong answer should be correct, should be like connected to what answer? Does it make sense? All get four correct. If you leave one four correct, okay. If you leave one, give 1.5 marks. You left it, no? Ah, okay. If you leave one, you can give 2 marks. But yeah, fine. I don't think anyone left one. No, if you leave one also, you can't leave one. Still, even if you leave one also, you can't get four correct. Even if you leave one, you can't get four correct. You can't get four correct here. BCD represents 0 to 9. Then EBCDIC, yes, EBCDIC is from 0 to 2 to the power 8. That's 2 to the power 8 means 2 to the power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 32, 64, 256. I think it's between 0 to 255. These are values you can represent using EBCDIC. In EBCDIC, there are 256 characters that can be represented. 64, 128, 256. Okay, so up to now you have 8 marks. I think for the 4 questions we discuss 8 marks. Drop in the chat out of 8 marks how much you all get for these questions. Out of 8 marks, how much do you all get? Right, perfect. In the exams, do we get the number of characters? There were certain exams where they ask you to, like, it's a fill in the blanks. They'll ask you about the bits used to represent each digit and the number of characters you can represent. So in BCD, you can represent 10 characters, 10 digits. There are 10 different numbers you can represent. 10 characters can be represented using BCD. In ASCII, you can represent 128 characters. And Unicode 65,536. 2 to the power 16 is how much? 65,000. Why is my 6 not working? Why is my 6 not working? 65,536. Yes. Correct. Not bad. I can remember this. Got it. Is BCD 16 characters, right? 16 bits is used to represent one character. That means if you want to represent the number 5, you represent number 5 using 16 characters like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These 16 characters represent one digit, something like that. So if you have like a 32 bits Unicode value, and then we break it into 16 bit by 16 bit by 16 bit. So first 16 bit might have one digit representing, the middle 16 might have another digit representing, and the last 16 another digit representing. Clear? Right. Now let's go for the next few questions which I gave. Marks the fourth one. I gave if one is correct, half marks. If two is correct, 1 mark. If three is correct, 1.5 marks. If all five are correct, 2 marks. Is it important to remember the characters? No. You just have to know BCD 4 bits, 10 characters, ASCII 7 bits, 128 characters, EBCD 8 bits, 256 characters, Unicode 16 bits, 65,536 characters. And in terms of BCD and ASCII, you should know the conversion, HRI. Right, the next one. Select the term, okay, it's a matching part. Let's see the matchings. Mail merge query name box action bar. You're asking for this one. What do you call EBCDIC? Yeah, it's 2 to the power 5, 2 to the power 8. So 2 to the power 8 is 256. Yes, I'll be giving the break to pay. Don't worry. Right, let's go through this. Action button, mail merge, query, name box, spreadsheet, DBMS, presentation, or processing. Okay, let's go with some easy terms. Okay, if you take a DBMS, there are there are four elements: table, query. Yeah, what are the four elements you can see in a DBMS or objects we call them as? What are the objects you can notice in a DBMS? Yes, one is query. Yes, one is tables. Yes, one is forms. Exactly. Other one is report. Okay. So you can see here they are given the option called query. So obviously query is going to go for DBMS. That's again an easy one. Then normally if you take spreadsheets, okay, if you take spreadsheet applications, there is a place where you can see the cell name. For example, let's say you're in A1 cell, there's a place which will show, okay, now you're in the A1 cell. Let's say you have clicked the B1 cell, there's a place which will show now you're in the B1 cell. But actually shows that exactly it is a name box. So that's also easy one. You can tell that name box is coming for uh, spreadsheets. Then let's say I want to print certificates and give for let's say around 50 students. And imagine in each certificate, I want to mention your name. For example, this certificate is let's same certificate only, but only thing that is changing is in each certificate your name. Imagine if I'm going to type in all 50 certificates, it's going to take me time. So what I can do is I can prepare like a sheet containing all 50 students' name, and I can ask Microsoft, I can ask an application in my computer to automate that automatically. Okay, take in one page for this first student's name, create a certificate. Automatically, second page, killer, I can like have a template page, and I can create 50 pages automatically based on the template page. I can tell, okay, in this place, enter the first name, in this place, enter the last name. Killer, I can make those kind of automations. That can be done in what type of softwares? Exactly. You can do those in Word. Actually, by mistake, I told the word Word as well. Okay. You can do those kind of stuffs in word processing softwares, and that is called mail merge. Okay, that's a part of mail merge, right? And then obviously the remaining one is action button, which you have in presentation softwares. Can you explain the objects of DBMS? It's basically like, for example, you take a database management system. These are like 4 pages, or these are like 4 sections or 4 features you have. Okay. Forms are used to obtain a data. Let's say I want to ask you to enter the data. Okay. For you to be able to enter the data, we create forms. So you all have free, what do you call? You all have filled these Google forms. No? Likewise, Google forms also type of like a form only. Okay, you use the form and you can enter the data. And once you enter the data, once you click on submit, like just like Google form only, these forms are there. Once you click on the submit, all these values will be saved inside something called as tables. So tables are, let's say, used to save data. Okay, and then queries are used to extract data, that will obtain data, like to obtain data or else to extract data. We use queries. Queries is like a statement. Now, for example, let's say in a table, I want to, let's say, obtain all the records of a table. I can write something called as a query. So I can look, okay, give me all the records from this table. So that's what a query is. And report is basically exporting the data. Let's say I'm downloading the data. That's kind of what you mean by report. This is not the iPhone action button. This is the action button behind presentation to play the presentation. That one. 7:30. Okay. Let me show you the query part if you want. I can show the query part in one of my DBMS. I'm going to use a normal DBMS. I'm going to use a different DBMS. So let me show you. So I'm going to create a table here because this table is empty. Oh no, wait, this table should have a record. Students okay. Okay, I have created fake students. So I can write a query. I'm writing this query using a language called SQL. So I mentioned select star from students where students from students field I'm writing here. So normally the word star means all. Okay. So I'm writing here to give me now this is a query. I'm writing a query here. Okay. I'm trying to give me all the students who are there in the students table. So give me all the records that are there in the students table. So if I click on go here, see it gives me all the records from the students table. Now if I ask to give me all the records from the students table, the fun fact is I have created all my as my names. So let's say I just take a specific data here. let's say if you have in the okay users table. Okay, now in the users table, if I put the same thing, it will give all the records. Let's say I want only the admin can, then I'll tell you how you do that as well. So if I write a select all from users, now it'll give me all three users. See all three users there. But let's say I want only the admin's details. So I can write here SQL saying select all from users where role is equal to where role equals let's say admin. Wait, what happened to my equal symbol? My keyboard is playing a fool these days. Role equals admin. So if I run this, see, it's giving me the record, only one record. See, only one record was found. It's showing me. Because there was only one record with the role admin. Other record was teacher, and other record was, I think, user or something. Yeah. One was teacher, one was manager. So there. So this is how you write queries. So queries are used to extract data. And if I export it, it's basically report. You don't have to know this, okay? This is not there. You don't have to know this in depth. Just I gave you an example. Okay, you don't have to know how to write queries, nothing. These are just advanced stuffs. I just gave you all as a small intro. Anyways, anyone having any questions here? Again, give half marks each. So half marks, half marks, half marks, half marks. DBMS stands for Database Management System. So my DBMS is something called as PHP Right, perfect. And then copy the following truth table to your answer script and complete the truth table relevant to the blah 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 blah. Okay, fine. First of all, let's figure out the values A, B, not A, F equals very ugly. Why is it? Let's go through the fill it. This is A coming directly here. A is going through NOT gate. When A goes through the NOT gate, A will become A dash. And we have B here. So if you take this AND gate we have here, one of the input is A dash, other input is B. Okay, one of the input is A dash, other input is B. AND gate symbol is dot. So here A dash dot B. Now if you take the OR gate, from the top we have A, from the bottom we have A dash dot B. Always, if an input has more than one character, make sure you mention the brackets. Now you can see A dash plus B, there are two characters. So if an input has more than one character, use the brackets. And then what do you call the symbol for OR gate is plus. First of all, write all the inputs. That's why I did one of the input is A, other input was A dash plus B. If an input has more than one character, do the brackets. Second step. Third step is mention the symbol. OR gate means symbol is plus, AND gate means symbol is dot. Now, if you look at this table, we have A, B, not A, dot B, F is equal to A plus dot B. Okay, that's what they are mentioning to fill in the blanks, but that's not the part. They wanted to just fill in the rows here. Okay, so if you fill the rows here, always you start with the right side corner. What do you call input? Now, out of A, B, and all these four columns, the inputs column we have a A and B. So always you start filling in the right side corner input. It's better, not that it's compulsory. It's better if you start the right side corner input. Then you can figure out the number of rows. Now you can see here the question has given you the number of rows, but you can figure out the number of rows using an equation, or else the number of rows means the different instances. You can figure out the number of instances using this equation called 2 to the power n, where n is representing the number of inputs. Now, in this circuit given here, how many inputs do we have? Exactly. In the circuit given here, we have two inputs. A is one input, B is one input. So if there is two inputs, how many different combinations can be formed using these two inputs? Exactly. 2 to the power 2 is equal to 4. So 4 different combinations can be formed. That's why we have 4 rows. Then we go for the right side corner column and fill in this pattern 0, 1, 0, 1 killer. Go up to the last row. Just go in this pattern 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 killer. Go in the last row. The next column, double it. So here you're going 0, 1, 0, 1 now. Here you go 2 zeros, 2 ones. Okay, in that pattern you go 2 zeros, 2 ones, 2 zeros, 2 ones. Go in that pattern. Now, if there was another column, then you double that. So here 2 means next column will have 4 zeros, 4 zeros, 4 ones killer. Another column means 8081. So just double it, double it, double it, and include a column. Can't we consider A bar as an input? No. Those are actually A bar is actually an output of this NOT gate. So when we're talking about input, we are here thinking the things we are asking the users to give us. Okay. Now if you take the value, these two are things we need as external input. Without these data, the circuit cannot run. But if you take A dash is basically dependent on A. So we don't have to take A and A dash both. We have to just take A only. You take A dash dot B also, that is not something we take from the user. It is something we derive. Same thing here as well. A plus A dash plus, these are something we derive. So things you derive, you don't have to take it as an input. Input are the things we need from the person who's going to use, or the person who's going to, let's say, or where it is connected to. Got it? Can we do the opposite way? It's your wish. That's why I said it's not compulsory. It's better you go in this pattern because this is the pattern majority of the people follows. Go in the right side corner column and go in that format. So right side corner digit 0 1 0 1 0 1. Next column double it. So two zeros, two ones. Now if you after you do that, look at this and tell me, are all four rows having unique values or is any one of them repeating? Are all four rows having unique combinations or are they repetitions? Exactly. All four are unique. Now, in the first one, you can see both are A is 0, B is 0. There is no other records where both of them are 0. Second is what? A is 0 and B is 1. There is no other records where A is 0 and B is 1. Third is A is 1, B is 0. There is no other records where A is 1 and B is 0. The last one, both is 1, both are 1, and you can't see any other records repeating. So keep in mind, once you're done with it, you have to get something where all four rows are unique. So the easiest way is going in that pattern 0 1 0 1 0 1. Next column, double it. So two zeros, two ones. Next column, again double it. So four zeros, four ones. If you go in that pattern, high chance for you to get it correct. Next, not A dot B, which means they are saying A dash plus. So they're asking me not A dot B means they're asking the value of this A dash dot B. A dash means opposite of A. So let me have a separate column called A dash to make it more easy. I'm going to have a separate column called A dash. No, whatever way you write, your answer is going to be the same. Sometimes the order might mess up, but it's going to be the same. Okay, so A dash. So A dash means opposite of A. No. So if A is 0, here A is 1. Here A is 0, here A is 1. Here A is 1, here A is 0. Here A is 1 means here A is 0. The opposite of A. Then A dash dot B means you're going to compare the A dash column with the B column using AND gates logic. How does AND gate work? When any of the input is 1, output is 1, or if all of the input is 1, output is 1. How does AND gate work? Any or all? Exactly. AND gate works in such that if all inputs are 1, output is 1. If all inputs 1, then output is 1. If you look at these four combinations we have, okay, the first combination where B is 0, A dash is 1. Second combination, B is 1, A dash is 1. Third combination, B is 0, A dash is 0. Fourth combination, B is 1, A dash is 0. Out of all of these combinations we have, in which combination, the first, second, third, or fourth, is all the input 1? Exactly. You can see the second combination is where all the inputs are 1 because here we are taking input as A dash and B. For this gate, A dash is 1 and B is 1. So when you are considering A dash and B, only the second input has all inputs as 1. So therefore, that column should be 1 here. The remaining ones all are 0. Is that clear, all of you? Yes or no? Isn't not A, comma, A bar not? Eh? How did you get comma A bar? It's basically A dash dot B or A bar dot B. See? Because if you look at this gate here, then I didn't get your question. What was your question? Drop your question. I'll go for the next one. Isn't it basically a bar? Eh? Yeah, A bar. Okay, A bar, A dash, both are the same, man. So I have written here A dash basically, or A bar. Yes, Mifla. Okay, let's go for the next one. Next to that, this column represents A bar or A dash. This column represents B. If you take this AND gate, one of the input for the AND gate is A bar, one of the input is B. That is why I compare only those two columns. Got it? For that AND gate, only these two are inputs. So I took the A bar column or A dash column and the B. Perfect. Now, if you go for the next gate, we have the OR gate we have here. For this OR gate, we have here one of the input is A. So we have to consider the A column here now. Okay, we have to consider the A column. Other input we have from the bottom for this OR gate is A bar or A dash dot B. So A dash dot B is here. Okay, we are going to compare these two columns, the A dash dot B column and the A column. Now, if you take the OR gate, how does the OR gate work? When any input is one, what do you call output is one, or if all inputs are one, output is one. Is it any or is it all? How does the OR gate work? Exactly. OR gate works in such that if any input is one, output is one. So if you look at these records, okay, if you look at the records we have here, okay, in the first from the first combination, okay, where A is 0 and A dash dot B is 0, what will be the result? The result is going to be 0. Exactly. The second combination, A is 0, A dash dot B is 1. A is 0, A dash dot B is 1. Then it's going to be 1. The third combination, A is 1, A dash dot B is 0. Result is going to be again 1. Fourth combination, A is 1, A dash dot B is 0. Value is going to be 1. You can see here, if either one of the inputs are 0, if either one of the inputs are 1, the result is going to be 1. Right? Is that clear, all of you? So here how you can put the marks is, then first is 0, because you can see in the first one, give me a moment. Yeah. If you take the first one, A is 0 and A dash dot B is 0. You can see both the inputs are 0. So if, because both the inputs are 0, the result is 0. Because why? Now, as per our scenario, any of the inputs should be 1. Now, here both the inputs, is any of the input 1? No, no. Both the inputs are 0. Correct? Perfect. So here you can break the marks like this. If you got this column correct, 0.25 marks each. If you got these four correct, again 0.25 marks each. Total, it will come to 2 marks. So quarter marks, quarter marks, quarter marks, quarter marks, quarter, 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 quarter. Total will come quarter plus quarter half, and then you'll be getting the total of 2 marks here. Out of 2 marks, how much did you get here? Drop in the chat, let's see. Right, perfect. Next, let's go. Why so little marks? Because these are part 2 compulsory questions. Compulsory question, you get only 2 marks. For this row, each you in the part 2 first question, there are 10 short questions. From it's not based on one lesson. It will be mixed. It can be from 10 different lessons, or it can be a combinations of different lessons. In that one, you get 2 marks each. So if you take a part 2 paper, first question 20 marks, then apart from the 20 marks, you will have to do remaining 4 more questions, 10 marks each. So that will add up to 60 marks from part 2, and part 1 40 MCQs. Okay, next question. Let's do like this. Before I start this question, now it's 7:12. I'll give you all 5 minutes to pray and come, and then I'll complete these few questions. So it's 7:12 now. By 7:17, be back, pray and come quickly. If you all have not done this question, if you know those who have not done this question, you all can start doing this question now itself. I mean, you all can do this question now even. I'll be explaining from Roman number 8, 9, and 10 from 7:17 p.m. Quick. Anyone having any questions up to what we learned now? You can drop in the chat. I'll also quickly go and pray and come. 7:13, yeah. So 5 minutes. You can be in the meeting, quickly pray and come. Others, if you have not done this, do it now. Okay, I guess we can continue now. Hmm. Okay, those are there. Just raise your hands up in the participant list. Let's check how many of y'all are back. I put up my majority of y'all are here, so we can begin, I guess. Right, back to a programming question. Ta-da. Find the output of the following pseudocode. Always, I told you, if you get questions like this, where you find it, where they ask you to find the output, draw something called as a dry run. So, a dry run is basically like an idea of how the program will be executed step by step, or execution by execution. To draw the dry run, we'll have one column each for each of the variables we have. So, if you look here, we have a variable called x. This program, there's a variable called y in this program, and the way is a variable called as z. These are the three variables we have. So one column each. Apart from these three variables, next you mention all the conditions we have. So there is one condition checking, is the value of x equal to y. This is one condition that is being checked. Apart from this, there is no other condition. So okay, it's right. And then there is an output statement as well. Okay. So one column each for each variable we have, or else each input we have, one column each for each condition we have, and one column each for each one common column for the output. First of all, tell me what is the purpose of a variable in a program? If you take variables, why do we have variables in a program? Exactly. A variable is used to store values. Perfect. To store values. To be more precise, temporarily. Anyways, now let's fill this dry run by referring the table. Always we fill in the dry run by referring the programmer. So I'm going to go execute this program step by step. Begin, there is nothing to mention in the dry run. X equals 1, under X I go and mention the value as 1. Then Y equals 1, under Y I go and mention the value as 1. Next question we have, while X is equal to Y. So we are going to check is the value of X equal to Y. Now look at the current status. Always when you're checking, we check the latest value. So that means in the column X, what is the last value we have? In column Y, what is the last value we have? So if we check the values of X and Y, are they equal? Is the value of X equal to value of Y? Yes or no? The value of X and value of Y, are they equal? Yes. X is also equal to 1, Y is also equal to 1. So basically they are equal. So this is going to be true. Instead of writing yes, I'm going to write here true. Okay. Normally, if you take a while loop, it will normally continue only if this condition is true. I told you all, remember the World Trade Center. Okay. While true, continue. While the loop is true, you just continue. Only if it's false, you stop. Okay. So if you look at this loop, inside this, because it's loop true, I'm going to come inside. Inside the first statement we have is z is equal to x plus y. So that's in the value of z is going to be the value of x plus the value of y. Now based on that, tell me what will be the value of z? What is the value of x plus y? Yes, x plus y is going to give you the value of 2. So z is going to be 2. So we're done with that as well. Next, we go for the next statement. Y equals x plus 1. Now, based on that, tell me what will be the value of y? When we say y equals x plus 1. Yes, x plus 1 is going to give you 1 plus 1, which is actually 2. The next statement, x is equal to z. Now, what is the value of z? Look at this table and tell me what is the value of z? Z is equal to 2. So, therefore, we are saying the latest value of x is going to be 2. Up to here, are you all clear how I fill this table? Tell me all of you. Yes or no? Up to here, how I fill this table. Now, in a while loop, whenever you reach the end while, you again go and check the condition. Now, again, when I go and check the condition, is the value of x equal to the value of y? Is it going to give me true or is it going to give me false? Yes, you can see x and y, they have the same value. So this is going to give me true. So because it's going to give me true, like I said earlier, I'm going to continue the loop. Inside I have z is equal to x plus y. Now based on that, tell me what will be the value of z when we say x plus y? Perfect. X is 2, y is 2. So 2 plus 2 is going to give you 4. Nice. Then we have y equals x plus 1. So what will be the value of y? Nice. That's going to give x is now 2. No? So x plus 1 is 2 plus 1, which is 3. Next, we have x is equal to z. So based on that, tell me, what will be the new value of x? Yes, it's going to be 4. Now, when we reach the end while, we again go and check the condition, is the value of x equal to y. Now, look at this program and tell me, now is the value of x equal to y, true or false? Yes. When you check the value of x and value of y, they are not equal. So I mention here false. A while loop, will it continue if the condition is true, or will it stop if the condition is, sorry, if the condition is false, will it continue or will it stop if the condition is false? Exactly. If the condition is false, the while loop will stop. So from there, the while loop will stop and you go for the next instruction. The next instruction we have is display z. So look at this table and tell me, what is the latest value of z? 4. So output is going to be 4. And then the next statement is end, the program's end. So by doing this, you will be easily able to find the output as it's going to be 4. So answer is asking find the output. No, if you just mention the answer 4, it's enough. But drawing the dry run will make sure that you have a high accuracy in finding the answer. So if you have written answer 4, you get 2 marks. Anyone having any questions here? This much of hard work, but just 2 marks. If you're used to it, whatever I did this for a couple of minutes, you can do it quickly. It's just that I'm explaining step by step, it takes time. But if I'm going to do this pata skill, if I'm going to do it, it just takes a couple of minutes or maximum minute. Exactly. So you did quickly. Right. Next. How the output 4 came? Because that is no, here we are saying display Z. So it's going to display the value of Z. Z is 4. Got it? Right. Next, find the output of the following expression according to the given parts of Excel sheets. Okay, count B1 to F1. So there's B1 cell here, C, D, E, F, blah, blah, blah. Okay, tell me what is the purpose of the count function? Is it to count the number of cells in a cell range, or is it to count the number of cells containing numbers only? Count all cells, or cells contain numbers only, one or two? Exactly. If you take the count function, it does not count how many cells are there in that cell range. It counts the number of cells that contain numbers only. So if you take this cell range, now in these brackets, they have mentioned here the cell range as B1 to F1, which is B1, C1, D1, E1, F1. Now in this cell range, how many cells contain numbers only? Now this is one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, and this is another cell. In this cell range, how many cells contain numbers only? Exactly. Only 4 cells. This one, this, and this. Only these 4 cells contain numbers only. So when you write the equation equals count B1 to F1, the value you're going to get here is 4. Because the count function counts the number of cells, counts the cells, counts the number of cells that contains numbers only. Is that clear, all of you? So answer there is going to be number 4. Okay. Before I found the answer, tell me what is the answer you all got for this? Okay, so they are saying max B1 to F1. Now, max means basically out of the cell range, it's going to give you the largest value. Count table count all, whether it's numbers, letters, anything the cell contains. Count A counts the number of non-empty cells. If you use count, it is numbers only. If you count A, non-empty cells. If the cell is empty, it will not count, but if the cell contains any character, then it will count that. So non-empty cells. But sir, okay. So max B1 to F1 is going to give you the largest value in that cell range. So B1 to F1 cell range, the largest value we have is 10, 20, 40, 20. 40 is the largest. So 40 minus min B1 to F1. Min is giving the smallest value or the lowest value. In this cell range, the lowest value we can see is 10. So 40 minus 10 is going to give you 30. So if you got 30 there, then your answer is correct. Again, there also, if you got 4, here 1 mark. If you got 30, again 1 mark. Any questions there, anyone? Okay, the last question for the day. State briefly the function of a table and query object in database management software. I already gave you all the answer a while ago. What is the purpose of a table? Yes, Sarah. Exactly. The purpose of a table in a data, it's too thick. The purpose of a table is actually to store information. Again, it's too thick. Stores information. To be more precise, you can mention to stores information in a tabular structure. Tabular structure means table structure. Or stores data. To be more precise, let's say store data. Stores data. Stores data. You can mention all information. Better if you mention the word data only, but anything is fine. To store data in tabular structure. And then query. What is the purpose of query in a DBMS? Exactly. Queries are used to obtain data or else extract data. Or else extract data from a table or from a database. Okay. To obtain the data, you have to write a query. To store the data, you have to use the tables. Is that clear, all of you? Again, 1 mark each. If you had mentioned here the word store data, 1 mark. If you had mentioned the word extract data or else obtain data, 1 mark. Now tell me, today we discussed answers for 9 questions. So out of 18 marks, how many marks you all got? Find information correct, but at the word there, find data as extract the word data mainly. But anything is fine. Out of 18 marks, how much marks you all get today? Nice, 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 nice. I didn't know the last words. Ah, that's fine. Okay. So what do you call next week means I will not be giving you all the paper in advance. Next week in the classes I'll give you all the paper. I'll be screenshot the paper and give you a couple of time period and then do the time period. Okay. The marks is for 29. Yeah, no, 19 because I actually skipped Roman number 5. So there was only 9 questions we discussed today. The first question is only 2 marks. See, 0.5 into 4 marks. It's just 2 marks. 0.5 to 4 is 2 marks. Everything was 2 marks. So total out of 18 only as a total. Anyways, next week's class means anyways we'll be doing again not a part 1 question. Next week probably we might do a spreadsheet and database. Inshallah, let's see. Okay. I will keep it a surprise for anyways. But yeah, I'll be giving the time in the class itself to do the questions. So don't worry. Make sure you join the class on time properly. Those who are not there in the community, I'll again share all the community link. So then you can easily get the link from there prior to class starts. Let me just drop the link in the chat. If you're not there in the community, just join. And yeah, so we're done for the day. If you have any questions, you can stay and ask. Others, obviously, okay. Alaikum salam. Bye-bye. How to remember volatile and non-volatile? Hmm. The word volatile, it's obviously has to do it's something that it's happening. So think that the volatile means the data is lost. Okay. The thing the word volatile means data is lost. And non-volatile is the opposite of the non-volatile means data is not lost, opposite. No. So if you are still confused, if you are still confused of it, you can think of the word called fragile. You all know what is fragile, right? Fragile means things will get broken. If you like, if you touch either, like if you like try to harm it, if you try to bend it or whatever, it might break. No? So you can think volatile. Okay, fragile means it will break. So volatile means okay, it is lost. Something like that. If you want, okay, Lukman. Anyone having any other questions I want to clarify? If we don't study at all the grade 11 chapters, but only grade 10, how much would you think a student will score? Um, Let me be frank with you. If you're going to study only grade 10 and not study grade 11, let's say because you don't have time, no, because you don't have time means at least two. If you have 2 months, you can study. Huh? At least 2 months, if you don't have time, then obviously you can get a good mark. But let's say now itself, if you're saying you don't have time, that means you're lazy to study. So if you're lazy to study, even if you study only grade 10, you will not get a good marks. So it's not about whether you study only grade 10. It's about how you strategize yourself. But being honest with you, if you study only grade 10, you can get an A4 levels. But border marks. Board. I mean, because others you have put Kanapara. You can't ignore a question. Huh? You have to do questions in Kanapara. You can't ignore a question. If you do Kanapara and do the grade 10 parts properly, like perfectly, then you can, there is a rare chance you can get A. B is anyways easy, but there is a possibility you can get an A as well. But you can't skip a question. You have to do something. But then you'll have to do all the hard questions because now if you take the part two questions, if you take in part two, there's a programming question. There'll be HTML question, programming question, and obviously the spreadsheet database. Now, spreadsheet database, anyways, grade 10 work no. But if you take the programming and HTML, that's grade 11 part, you can easily get marks. But apart from these four questions, there are three other questions as well. Two other questions as well. So probably those two might be sometimes multimedia, or it can be mixed of SDLC and what do you call it, and email. It depends. So if you have a slight idea of 3 minute lessons, you can, but that's a risk, man. Why do you want to take that risk? Just study and do properly. Get an A. It's a risk. If you take the whole programming, it'll have around 18 marks in the whole paper. 10 marks compulsory, 8 marks is 8 marks compulsory, 10 marks is averagely 8 marks compulsory, 10 marks is optional. Okay. So if you are skipping programming, it's like you can't, the maximum you can get is 80. And if you really think that you can get 80 marks, okay, without programming, then definitely you can get with I mean, then if you are a person who can get 80 marks without programming, that doesn't mean you're a weak student. So if you feel like you can skip programming, get more good marks, don't. Why do you want to take that risk? Just study, man. What is the equivalent BCD value of the octal number 243? 243. First of all, I have to convert that to decimal. 243, that is equivalent to 1 times 3 is 3, 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, 32. 64 times 228 in decimal is equal to 128, 130, 163. So 163 is in decimal. So 163 in BCD is 3. 128, 1248. 1, 6 can be formed by 4 and 2. 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So BCD value will be 0001, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. This is the value in BCD. Wait, that was a question, right? Let me go one by one. Wait, I'm answering one by one. Most of the first term is from grade 10. Yes. Okay, so Manal, this is the answer to your question. First term grade 10. Okay, yeah. In grade 11 first term test, we have a lot of grade 10 questions. Mostly. Programming is hard anyways. Wait. How can we add the 3 and 72? I'll come to that. We're now converting from octal to what do you call, let's say, no, let's say I have a decimal number called 72. How is the decimal number formed? 2 times 10 to the power 1 and 7 times 10 to the power 2. How I got this 10 to the power 1 and 10 to the power 2 are the place values. Normally, you get the place value. This is called a place value. You get the place value by the base of the number system to the power of the index, right? Or else a position. So we normally start the position actually, to the power 0 and to the power 1. Okay. We normally start the position from the right side corner and it's 0. So this is the 0 position, this is the 1 position, this is the 2 position. So the value of here also 0, 1, that's a position. So the place value of this digit is going to be the ones place. You all know in grade Montessori grade 1, you all done like ones place, tens place. So as you see, 10 to the power 0 is going to give you the value of 1. 10 to the power 1 is going to give you the value of 10. That's why we call this as a ones place. We call this fellow as a tens place. If you have another number here, we call this as a hundredths place. That's because 10 to the power 0, 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2. These are place values. So if you look at how a number is formed, a number is formed by multiplying the respective digit by its place value. That's how a number is normally formed. So if I take a decimal number, for example, let's say I have a decimal number called 172. This is formed by 2 times 10 to the power 0 plus 7 times 10 to the power 1 plus 1 times 10 to the power 2, which is equivalent to 2 times 10, 1, 7 times 10, 1 times 10 to the power 2 is 100. No? So 2 times 1 is 2, 7 times 10 is 70, 1 times 100 is 100. If you add them all together, 172. So you can see the number we got is there. So this is how a number is formed, a decimal number you can see. Similarly, if you take octal number as well, it's the same thing. If I have octal number, let's say, if I have octal number called 43, this is obtained by multiplying 3 into 8 to the power 0 because place value of octal number is, the base of octal number is 8, no? So place value is 8 to the power 0. Here 8 to the power 1. So 4 times 8 to the power 1. So 3 times 8 to the power 0 is 3 times 1. 4 times 8 to the power 0 is 4 times 8. So 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 4 is 32. If you add them together, 35. So the value 35 in octal is only 43. So 35 in decimal is equivalent to 43 in octal. So if you multiply each digit by its place value, you get the decimal value. See, multiply each digit by the place value, you get the decimal value. Got it? Was that clear, Amina? That's why I added them. So here what I'm doing horizontally, I did vertically here. These 1, 8, 64 are the place values. I'm multiplying each place value with the respective digits. 1 times 3 is 3. 8 times 4 is 32. 64 times 2 is 128. And I add them together. But behind the scene, this is what is happening. Is that clear, Amina? Anyone having any other questions? If you're confused of number conversions, I actually did a seminar on number conversions a couple of months back. It's there on YouTube. I'll show it to you. For example, if I go to mastit.lk, I actually did a seminar. You can see a number conversion killer. So let me just share the link. This has all the conversions. You can check out. Even programming specialists I did actually. You can go and check. But yeah. Anyone having any other questions? Right. As there was no other questions, I'm going to end the meeting. But again, if there's any questions, you can get back to me through WhatsApp. 07727797998, the master ID number. If anything is there, get back to me through WhatsApp. So with that, we're done. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.